and they say your visual acuity or how well you see things that are far from you.
Okay, that's what acuity means.
Visual acuity, yes, okay. That's basically what it means. It's a measure of how well you can see what is far from you at 6 meters and what is near you at 40 centimeters. Okay. So we record it. When we measure, it's quantified. That means we put a number to it. And then by the time you come in December, I will measure your visual acuity again, or even at the middle of the year, 6 months into the year.
Has reduced.
And then, yes, we'll now know how to tackle those problems. Apart from the visual acuity, there are so many other tests that will be carried out on the eye at the beginning of the year, which can always benchmark against how your vision has fared throughout the year when you recheck again in December or even January of the next year. Because once you are over 40, we actually say that you should have your eyes checked at least once every year. So begin this year now as part of your routine with a comprehensive eye examination. In fact, shortly before I came in, I saw a patient who didn't even know that, the pressure in one of the eye was very high.
Wow.
It was when you just said casually that, you just want to check the eyes. And when we checked, discovered that, had high intraocular pressures. And imagine if such a person didn't come on time. Fortunately, not much damage has been done in the eye.
I'm talking blindness.
Of course, people, quietly go blind these days when it can be avoided or prevented. And then another thing too that we have to do. Okay, talking about this eye test is for everybody: father, mother, children, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, house help, drivers, everyone. Please, children should not be left behind. As children are starting school this January, it's also paramount for them to have their eyes checked. Also, as you begin the year, it's good for you to also look into your diet for the eyes. We have said repeatedly on this program that the foods that will enhance your eye health are the group of food we call antioxidants. And these you can readily find in fruits and vegetables. So you can make it a point of duty to add foods like salads to your basic diet this year. I know that salads, they are not our regular diet here. We eat a lot of carbohydrates, and at the end of the day, they actually clog our system. So we should do that. And then the kind of drinks we take, just try, reduce your carbonated drinks or even stop it altogether. Alcohol, the same thing. Smoking, just try and put these away. Just tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to observe what vision change I'm going to have in the next 6 months or in the next 1 year if I stop smoking, for example. Okay. Yes. And in fact, we've had several testimonials. There was a man I saw some time ago who came into the clinic. He was actually a chain smoker. Because he was always smoking, he was always having allergy. He was always itching his eyes. And we just counseled him and said, okay, could you just try and stop smoking? If you cannot stop drastically, reduce what you're smoking. We gave him some eye drops. We started counseling, took him through therapy. Before you know it, discovered that the amount of allergy he was having in the eye reduced, his vision improved, and he was really feeling better.
Wow.
So this year is the time to do that. Also, you must understand too that your eyes are aging. Just like the year goes by, that's how your age too goes by. Last year it was 2024, now it's 2025. As the year is increasing, your age too is increasing.
Growing older.
As your age is increasing, you are getting older. As you are getting older, your eyes are getting older. And by the same vein, your vision will be reducing, it will be dropping. So you need to correlate those two and have your eyes.
That's a scary thought.
Check. Yes, actually, vision and age, they go in opposite direction. And then you must know your family history. If you have history of cataracts, glaucoma, refractive error, and all that in the family, I think you should just try as much as possible to keep a tab on your own eyes as well. So I think we should just delve into what we have for today. It's still like a follow-up to this eye care routine.
So linking
because
to last week.
I want us to understand our eyes, how your eye work, and the need for you to really put a lot of effort in taking good care of your eyes this year.
Some things.
Yeah, well, kind of. Because you see, if you understand the purpose of a thing, or if you understand how something works, you'll be able to take better care of it.
True.
let's say, for example, the cars that we drive. Do you know, when you understand the way the manufacturer of the car have, built the car, and you follow through the manufacturer's instructions, you discover that your car will last longer for you. Same goes for other electronics as well. But when you don't know the purpose of a thing and you are not following the manufacturer's guidelines, abuse can be inevitable. The same thing with the eyes. We need to understand that the eye has been made by God for us to see. The eye is the organ of sight, and this eye has several anatomical structures. And in my own estimation, I believe, those of us in the eye care industry actually believe that the eye is the most important organ in the body, and then it's the number one sense organ as well. Well, maybe a cardiologist will say, the heart is more important. If the heart packs up, the whole body is gone. Well, you can hold your argument. But the eye is crucial. It's very, 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 very important. So the function, the structure, the intricacies, the presentation of the eye, the positioning of the eye, and even the compartmentalization of the different parts of the eyes. If we understand all these, we'll be able to take care of the eyes properly. For instance, the eye, is made up of delicate structures. They are very, very fragile. If we look at other organs, say the skin, for example, the skin is tough. It's a tough organ. That's why you can bring out your cane and just flog a child on the bum or flog the child even, on the skin, and then it bruises and it heals off again, just like that. And then you can abuse the skin, and the skin is tough. You can resist such abuse, but the eye cannot withstand, such type of abuse, because the structures are fragile and very delicate. The major structures I want us to understand is the ones we see, especially as we look at ourselves. Your upper eyelid, the cornea, your iris, your sclera, your eyelashes. And then if we move inward again, we have the natural lens in the eye, which we call the crystalline lens. And then we can have the aqueous humor and the vitreous humor. We have two major liquids in the eye, just like you have in the egg. The aqueous humor, which is the clear part, and then the vitreous humor, which is a bit more thickened, but it's also translucent and light can pass through it. Then we can go on to talk about the retina of the eye. So these anatomical structures, they carry out different functions in the eye, just like you have your camera, the one you use in snapping pictures. They carry out different functions. That's how the eye is. And if we abuse any of these anatomical structures, it will result in defects in the eye. For example, the cornea. If you put harsh chemicals on the cornea, it can result in corneal abrasion, it can result in corneal scarring, and it can result in permanent loss of vision.
Wow.
The same thing with the lens. When there is, problems with the lens, we can have cataracts. Other structures in the eye too, same goes for them. But if we are deliberate and we take proper care of the eye, you just cover that the eye will function and it will work well for you, even into old age. And then if we go on to look at the functioning, how does the eye function? How do we even see with the eyes? And then one good thing that the Almighty God have done for us is that they just position the human eye in the front. Unlike some other animals that could have their eyes by the side, some even have one eye. But we have two, and it's well positioned in front for us to really see. So the location of the eyes is deliberate and is to our advantage to actually give us what we call binocular vision or 3D. 3D vision.
It's good for the layman, for us that is not.
All those ones are grammar, just forget. See, what you should understand is you need to take proper care of your eyes, and for your eyes to be able to carry out the function, light must pass through this eye. We see by light.
Okay. All right. A quick update. Let's just see what's happening at this time. A quick update as regards an earlier reported impediment. We had this one of a fatal accident between a tipper truck and Toyota Highlander after on the Lekki Ekpe Expressway inwards Ekpe, and well, I can tell you it was the road had been cordoned off while counterflow was in progress, but I can tell you it's off the road. That impediment is off the road, and it's a better movement at the moment on that stretch. So if you're headed in that direction, you have nothing to worry about on that stretch. CMS Bridge was off in Canal Market stretch to Ijara Lokwa by NEPA, quite a good one. Steady on Broad Street stretch to Akbongbo underneath the bridge connecting Ofin Canal and Oluogbowo. Descending CMS Bridge was UBA roundabout connecting Inner Marina and Akbongbo under the bridge is good. Eko Bridge was Akbongbo to connect CMS proper and Elegbata Market also good. Steady from Elegbata Stadium, it was Ebutero Market through Ejalo Nibu Market down to Police Post. Ebutero Market was Leventis through UBA roundabout to connect Inner and Outer Marina is also good at this time. It's a very busy one inwards Newcastle in the direction of this is northwest. Yes, beyond that end I see that connecting Charlie Boy is good. So it's my theory that it's because of the fuel queues, but would confirm that. But at this time, that's what's happening inwards. The Hotel Newcastle inwards Charlie Boy is a busy movement. Yes, Doctor, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Akan. So I'm going to read from chapter 2 of my book on how the eye works. Remember my book, Eye Care the Right Way, a simple guide. So actually, I was in a school several years ago, and one of the students asked me this question that I wrote down in the book. The student said, "Doctor, why is seeing done with the eyes? Why is it that we are not seeing with our nose?
Why can't you see with our hands?
Or our ears?
Like I read somebody said the snake, it senses with its tongue, you know."
So it was a very interesting question for me, and in this book I've tried to explain actually how the eye works, and the question was very profound. If we look at the eye, like I explained earlier, for the human eye, it's just actually in front, and the process of vision usually starts by light transmission through the cornea into the pupil. This moves to the lens and finally to the retina. The iris helps the pupil to constrict or dilate to let light into the eyes. It is this light that goes into the eyes that enables us to see. You see, we see by light. Without light, you can't see. That's why maybe by 12 midnight, maybe there's no light, you open your eyes, everywhere is dark. But if you just put on your phone light, you see that you start seeing. Or if you just strike a ray of matches, discover that you start seeing. So all these anatomical structures we talked about earlier, they all work together to ensure that the eye sees. And so that's why it's important this year that as you begin the year, you must take care of this eye. Why must you, focus on, taking care of the eye now that you understand how the eye works? The first thing you must know is that vision is irreplaceable. Okay. You cannot replace your eyes once it is gone. You can do a heart transplant. You cannot do eye transplant. Once the eye is gone, it is gone. Many of the structures, in fact,
so
one of the reasons
even donate for you or anything.
Nobody you can donate kidney. You cannot donate eye. Why glaucoma? Well, of course, perhaps. One of the reasons glaucoma is in life. You see, much of everything that God has given us, He gave it to us to make us live well on this earth.
True.
God created us and put us on this earth to have dominion. One of the ways you can have dominion is when you have eyes to behold the beauty of the wonders of God, and then you are able to live your life to the fullest, to fulfill that purpose that God has put you on this earth. So this year, I just want to encourage all our listeners, as you are just out there, you tuned in, as much as possible, try to ensure that you go in for an eye examination and then put everything that we have discussed so far into meaningful use. Okay.
All right. So, Doctor, we have run out of time. Just to give you a few seconds.
Sent me one long question here.
Oh
but
dear.
maybe
Let's
push it to the end of.
Okay. That'll be next
week. Yes.
All right. So how do we wrap things up for this edition?
Yes. For those who have not gotten my book, please go and get the book.
I Care the Right Way.
I Care the Right Way. We just if you go to chapter 2, you will see there's a lot I've written down there on how the eye works, what you can do as an individual to take care of your eyes, and even preamble to that, we talked about the human eye. There, the different structures. Like the woman I said put potash in the eye of the sun. If she understood that the cornea is very delicate, yes, you wouldn't have done that. So that's just the way it is. So let's try and get the book. This year should be a year of information, and when you gather the information, put the information into meaningful use for people who have been consistent and regular on this program. I know that quite a number of them have gotten a lot of results. Because some of them, yes, they send me text messages and they say, "Oh, Dr. Imade, thank you very much. Because of your advice, I was able to, go for eye examination, and now I feel better, I see better, I work better." So if you want your productivity to improve in your place of work and your performance, exactly, in year 2025, you need to take proper care of your eyes.
All right. So, dear listener, we know how important eye health is for maintaining a good quality of life, and we're committed to helping you prevent vision loss, and that's why we bring you the show week in, week out. We appreciate your feedback on the topics discussed. Of course, 080-991-20777. That's the WhatsApp number. You can always send in your questions and we'll address them. And yes, we encourage you to keep sharing your thoughts. Feel free to revisit past episodes at your convenience on our Facebook page. That's Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961. Just search for the keywords Eyes on the Road. Don't forget to share the links while at it, Don't be selfish. I know a lot of us, while they were listening, Dr. Priscilla Imade took us to the classroom, and we're just trying to jot one or two things down. So Dr. Priscilla Imade is an optometrist with a PhD in public health, fellow, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, of both the American Academy of Optometry and the Nigerian Optometrist Association. She is a consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation, and you can visit them at Omole Ojodibaja. That's the address is plot 16 to 18 Ogunusi Road, opposite Omole Estate Phase 1 by Akyode Bus Stop, Ojodibaja. You can reach them via 080-3333-6672. That is 080-3333-6672. And for this person calling me, it's quite late in the show. Yeah. Okay, so to probably reach out to you after the show. On behalf of the production team, led by Micah Arocha, assisted by Olame Benita, and the executive producer, Tayo Akonli, my name is Akan Usen. Wishing you all the very best and safe travels to your destinations. Bye for now.